So the game post, former Bungie CEO says, not every game needs to be a live service. We can't just keep a business model and say that's a reason to make a game. Yo, what's up? Thank you for coming by the channel and watching the video. I appreciate it so much. I stream Monday through Friday around 5 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to come by, interact with me, we can do more stuff, more people I get in. And besides this game that I'm playing that you wanted to watch, I play all these other games right here. I like MMO, first person shooters, looter shooters, and some gacha games. I love Withering Waves, okay? But I just want to say, I appreciate you coming by. If you want, leave a like. I don't say that often. Leave a like, subscribe, ring that bell for more videos, and I'm gonna shut my mouth now so you can get back to this video, okay? Peace. Remember, this is the former Bungie CEO. You know, he has his own studio and everything. Let's see what he has to say, because a lot of these, you know, developers, companies and stuff think they need a live service game. Not every game needs to be live service. Like, for one good example, Black Myth Kong, they could have tried to make that live service game, keep updating stuff like Ubisoft did with Shadows. You know, they got microtransactions in that, they updated and everything. You don't need all that. So, and this is from Zuhed Ali. I hope I'm saying their name right. Zuhed Ali. I'm going to apologize now, okay? You know, usually I don't do it like this because I'm dyslexic, but let's get into it. Okay, former Bungie CEO Howard Ryan says, not every game needs to be a live service, as probably Monsters shifts away from the model that defined Destiny. Live service games have been everywhere over the past decade, from Fortnite, League of Legends, and Call of Duty. Some of them raking billions, running for years with constant updates, battle passes, and seasonal drops. But for every success, there have been just as many failures. Hyenas, Babylon's Fall, and more recently Concord all tried to get a piece of the live service pie, and most didn't make it past the first year. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think Concord failed. This is my opinion. I don't think Concord failed because it's a live service game. People just didn't like the product. Okay, at the end of the day, they didn't like the character designs. They didn't like it for multiple reasons. I never got the chance to play it. You know, I wanted to, but probably another reason, people these days don't have a lot of money. Okay, it's just what it is. It's probably just not me. Like, I can't buy every game. I just can't do it. You know, I like create content. I like to try to get every game, but I just can't do it. Have bills and everything else to pay. So like, that's one reason I didn't get to play Concord. I wanted to, but it only lasts like a week, so I didn't have the chance. Bungie, the studio behind Destiny, helped kick off the entire trend. The original Destiny set a new standard back in 2014. Destiny 2 carried that forward for years, but even Bungie is struggling now with two massive rounds of layoff, lower player numbers, and low pre-orders for annual Destiny 2 expansions. The model that once defined the studio is no longer guaranteed win. So I think any live service game at some point, this isn't there. It's not going to generate the same numbers. Like, I wouldn't even say like Destiny was the first live service game that really kicked it off. I would say something like, wow, World of Warcraft. That was really one of, that's probably not the first, but that was like one of the first big live service games. You know, constant updates, constant stuff to buy in the shop. World of Warcraft. But does World of Warcraft have the same numbers that it did back in the day? No. People get tired of just playing the same game and, you know, being in the same formula all the time. So Harold and his team, probably Monsters, don't want to go that way. So I don't mind that at all. See, that's why Howard, former Bungie CEO and the founder of Probably Monsters, says his studios is taking a different path. In a new interview with Gamers Industry Biz, Ryan explained why Probably Monsters is stepping away from live service despite his own history, hoping creating one of the most influential ones. You want to keep a player experience and then build the game that delivers the experience. Ryan says the focus for Probably Monsters going forward isn't on live service, but creating a smaller, complete game that don't rely on endless updates and monetization hooks. This comes as the studio gears up to launch 2 new games this fall, Stormlancer and Pyro, a prologue. Hope I'm saying that right. Both priced at $19.99. I guarantee you a lot of people are glad to hear that. He explained that the decision was based on what players actually want and what makes sense for the kind of games his team is building. I think that model live service is appropriate for some games, Ryan said, but I don't think it's appropriate for all games. I believe consumers are telling us it's not appropriate for all consumers. Yeah, like I said before, not all games needs to be a live service. Like we're seeing some studios that are getting it. Here's one right here who's clearly getting it. Like he gets it, and there's many more, you know, with Saber, the people who made Black Myth Wukong, they get it. Release a full game, and if it's good, people will enjoy it and buy it. At the end of the day, Ryan added, I would never make another live service based game. Sure, if I see the right game idea and right audience, I am happy to build that and bring that to market. I am, but I think for sustainable careers, I think for the industry, it's pretty clear that we can't just pick a business model and say that's the reason to make a game. He's right, but a lot of people just follow trends. You see it with Fortnite, you see it with Tarkov, you see it with Destiny, which, you know, Destiny, World of Warcraft, the whole live service, they just like to follow trends and they see what's making money. Just what it is. You want to pick a player experience and then build the game that delivers that experience to the audience where they're at, the way they want to consume, on the platform they want to play it on. I mean, that's true. And I don't know about the whole like where they want to consume, because there's millions players on mobile, there's millions of people on console, millions on PC. I mean, I understand it's hard to like put a game on every single one and, you know, not have one platform hinder the experience and the development of a game, because, you know, we see games that are made for phones, console and PC, but the phone is hindering the rest of them. And sometimes like the console, when it's just like console and PC, the console is hindering the PC, you know. And you know, there's players everywhere. So like the best option is to put it on everything so everyone can play it, and that's probably how you're gonna get the most money at the end of the day. I don't like to exclude anyone. Okay, we all could be shipping successful games. Despite the shift in direction, Ryan still has respect and affection for Bungie. I still have many dear friends there, he said, and absolutely is part of me. All right, so he still has people there. I celebrate their success. I feel their struggles. He continued, and I think in some ways, when I look at it, it feels like they're in the very same place that most everyone in the industry is, where the things that were working and reliable before aren't quite as reliable. Everyone can't be the number one most successful game in the industry, Ryan added, but I think we all could be shipping successful games. What I see for our team, and I hope everyone can find, is a sustainable business model where everyone has the opportunity to ship games that delight their audience and profitable that pays the bills, he said. That's what we all need. And even Destiny 2, the original poster child for the format, is showing signs of wear, with Bungie facing layoffs and the Final Shape and the Edge of Fate pre-orders reportedly lower than expected. It's a reminder that no live service is bulletproof. That is true. No live service, like, even over time, yeah, they can fall off, but even one mistake could be the end, you know, could have people just leaving. What do you think? Are live service games finally in their way out, on their way out, or is there still room for new ones done right? Let us know in the comments. Yeah, so what do you think about live, like, are live service games like done? Like, do you think live service games are done, or what? I don't think live service games are done. Like, just because of Destiny or losing players and the pre-orders for, you know, Edge of Fate wasn't that high. It's just, this game's been out for 10 years, you know. And one thing people aren't talking about, I seen like a TikTok, this guy was showing the numbers of, you know, that's the numbers of before what was it, Edge of Fate and like the Final Shape and everything. Yes, people were going to leave after Final Shape. It's the end of a 10-year story, and people are just looking for their way out. At the end of the day, people were there because they're interested in the story of Destiny and the lore and stuff. So I really expected for the player count to go down at the end of the day, especially after Final Shape. Now the question is, can they get people and new people to come back and into Destiny with a new saga, another 9 to 10 year storyline? We'll have to see. For me, like, I'm going to stick around because I always tell people this: the reason I play Destiny, okay, is because you have to look at it like this. There's no other game like Destiny 2. There's not. First person sci-fi shooter with magic based powers, a MMO light. There's not. You can say Borderlands kind of fits into that, but not really, because Destiny has some stuff that Borderlands doesn't have. Borderlands doesn't have a 6-man raid. They have like dungeons and stuff, wait, I think they might have raid, but I don't think they're like 6 man. It's not the same like Destiny. Borderlands doesn't have PvP. Like that's one big reason I stick around for Destiny, because of their PvP. There's no game like Destiny, like MMO, like looter shooter, like Warframe. They still might have PvP, but like when Warframe first released, I played it back then and I hopped into their PvP. It's not the same as Destiny, it's just not the same. Destiny is a one of a kind game at the end of the day. Whether you like it or not, it is. I hate to say it, but let me know your thought in the comments. YouTube live, Twitch. I'm going to send you a link to this article. You can read it to yourself. Article here, article, so you can read it yourself and all that. And YouTube, it'll be down there in the descriptions. Okay, so you can go there, read it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Let's talk about this live service. Bungie, the old CEO, talking about this and his new studio. Let's talk about it all. Give this video a like, subscribe, ring that bell for more videos, and I'll see you next time. Peace.